Hey there, we're back with more Unity of Command. This is a game that I've been enjoying failing at. Learned something each time. I still haven't beaten the first map after a couple hours, but I think I've picked up a few things. I'm probably going to have to restart this map one more time because I already have a bunch of units that are out starving too far away from my supplies here. I'm just going to summarize my notes from the end of the last episode. I really need to protect these dotted railway lines because they govern how supply travels from supply sources, and I haven't been doing that, so that's something I'm going to try to focus on. I think I can protect them by either leaving my own units on top of them or maintaining this front to keep the computer characters from getting to them. This supply point at the bottom has been crucial. The computer seems really focused on taking it, and that cuts off all of my other soldiers and causes them to starve. So on this attempt and in future attempts, I need to work harder to protect this place all the way down here. This game is more of a territory game than it is a tactical RPG. It's closer to Go than it is to chess. I need to check my units on the front, look for combat to reject no losses for me, but a loss for the enemy, and remember to always use air attacks to suppress units, especially tanks. Oh, that sounds awesome, Leon. Thanks. Let's check that out in Discord later. Let me see what all I can do here. Still have some air attacks, so I can try to suppress this tank. Actually got some pip kills on it. That's nice. That was just a suppression. That's fine. Okay, so that should help this tank to take it, in theory. Okay, so the tank's not quite dead yet. We don't get an overrun because we didn't actually kill the unit. That looks like not great odds. My other tanks have already finished their moves for the turn. That guy's already finished his move. I think that I've effectively, even though I didn't kill the tank, I caused the tank to move off of the railway line, which means I protected my supply line. So next turn, some of these starving units might be in a slightly better situation. Let me try to shore up the front as much as I can here. This is a fun game to learn because I don't think I've ever played anything quite like it. Nothing that maps directly onto it anyway. And I think it's close to the sort of tabletop war games that super nerds play that I've never gotten into. I've had some people try to get me to give them a shot. The barrier to entry to them seems very high, and the fact that this is a video game and does all of the adjudicating for you is a really big benefit, I feel like. Alright, so this tank is a problem right now because it's blocking the railway line from my city, which I think is the reason this guy is starving or about to be starving. I think you're really calling this super nerd. It's the nerd hierarchy, right? It's like, I watch Star Trek, but... I watch Star Wars, I don't watch Star Trek. I watch Star Trek, but I don't play tabletop RPGs. I play tabletop RPGs, but I don't LARP. I actually don't know if LARPing is more nerdy than those really hardcore tabletop board games or not. They're comparable. It's 1-to-1 odds, 3-0, 1-to-1, 2-to-1. Alright, I think I have to pass my turn and see what happens here. Oh, yeah, I like differently nerdy. Exactly. It's a flaw. The tank moving, I think, just screwed with my supply there. I'm probably gonna have to start this one over again, but that's fine. Yeah, I may write erotic Harry Potter fanfiction, but at least I don't write erotic Harry Potter fanfiction in Klingon. Exactly. Advanced squad leader. Overrun, that's bad. Computer's definitely getting some wins there. Fucking partisans. Okay. So this tank is out of supply. And it has, in fact, caused me supply problems. My overrun. Wonderful. Let's get back to the front here. Can do another attack because of overrun. Beautiful. The dream, actually. In fact. Alright, so supplies actually looking pretty good. This guy is gonna die of starvation soon if I don't get him out of here. He's at the point where he can run away, but he can't fight anymore. Two and one is not great. My Romanians pretty much just exist. They're not very motivated troops, so they mostly exist to take territory and not to actually fight, my understanding. 0 to 2. Let's do some suppression here, maybe. Probably can't mess up that tank very well. A lot of the people who have watched me play this that are familiar with it are like, they have unity of command vision. They're like, oh my god, there's an opening. Fit through that space and cut them off. And I'm like, well, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, 2 suppressed. That's the dream. And I got an overrun. Wonderful. That would be bad. That would also be bad. This guy's dug in, which I think makes him resistant to aerial assaults. Would kill 6. I would only kill 1 because of him being dug in. Oh, nothing from that assault. That's unfortunate. Nice overrun. I made him abandon the city, so that's a good sign. Mr. Meowly. Keep an eye on this river here. I review my supply situation. I think supply should improve provided the computer doesn't make it to block me next turn. Which I don't think this guy's max move distance is going to make that very possible. The tank could maybe get down there if I'm unlucky. I'm going to put him there to try to hold that location a little bit better. This is the guy that I'm most worried about, but since he's starving, I think I should be okay. Zero to 2. That wasn't super great. 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 0, 2 to 1, 0 to 1. And I think part of the struggle with this game is that you only have 9 turns to win. That's right. I had one where I survived for 9 turns, but then I lost just because I hadn't made it to the objective yet. Hungarian infantry. Can cut that guy off. I think he's still within my own supply range, provided nothing gets captured. The guy's about to have a bad day, basically. Alright, let's see what happens. He's trying to block my supply, despite being starving to death. Trying to hold that bridge, it looks like. Okay. This supply location down here is really the source of a lot of my problems, and that specific railway the computer seems to really want to go after. Fucking partisans. I want partisans. Okay, so what's my current? It's worse because of him stepping on the railway, but it's not the end of the world. They retreat at this point. Out of supply in 1 turn. Overrun, beautiful. Back closer to the front then. Two to 0 is not awesome. Further try to cut these guys off where possible. 0 to 4. That's over the bridge, right? Flame. Suppress? Nice. 3 suppressed. Beautiful. Still guarding that bridge pretty well, though, unfortunately. The officer got a pretty good shot off on me there. Most unfortunate. 0 to 2. One to 1, 3 to 0, 2 to 1. Gotta hold my front as much as possible here. I think I'm gonna die to the turn limit on this stage again, but that's okay. I'm still learning. I can sneak behind this guy and further cut him off. Cool. I think I need to start being a little bit more willing to accept some losses. I'm kind of bad about that right now. Like if it's like 1 to 1, I won't do it, basically. Destroyed. I kind of just want to hold this as is right now because they have to go all the way around me if I don't move anyone. Zero and 1. Can cut him off. That seems good. Cornered. Ooh, that was a worse trade than I was hoping it was going to be. Alright. Yeah, Romanians aren't getting any kills off. They're here to hold territory, and that's about it. Way to go, dude. Oh shit, yikes, that's not good. It's extremely bad, actually. I keep thinking that when the computer's almost out of supply, that it's like not a problem anymore. That's not the case. Fucking partisans. Alright, I only have a couple turns left, so I'm gonna make them count here. Wow, that tank is not fucking around, apparently. Jeez. Mr. Meowly sounds like a warlock. I can hear him. Nice overrun. I think this tank is partially protected by being in a city. Still 2-0, yikes. I think I'm gonna have to beat it by cutting it off. Oh, and an overrun bonus, beautiful. That guy should die from starvation soon. Let's go for the officer. It's unlawful, sir. She's married. Guy's completely cut off now. That soldier can't really do shit by himself, though. Let's fuck with this asshole. Okay, he's dead. That's good. Fucking partisans, man. I tell you what. Nice, 3 kills. Tank has a supply problem. Why? Oh, because of the computer temporarily cutting it off, I think. I think I still want to leave it where it's currently standing. Even though it unfortunately can't attack. That's not good. That's not good. None of that's very good. I'll try to hold this bridge. I don't have enough bodies for what I want to do, unfortunately. Objectives. I gotta cap those cities, which I don't think is gonna happen. It's a forest, okay. So I think that means it requires extra movement for me to get through them. I think I pretty much have to leave everybody else where they are. Let's see what nonsense the computer does. I guess paying attention to the computer can help me to understand what I should be doing. That's insanely not good. I didn't realize I had that big of an opening on that bridge. I think I just needed to have a unit standing there, maybe? These are my last 2 turns. If I can fully suppress this thing. Cornered. Fantastic. All right. That is personal best for me for this map, that I've actually taken a city for the first time ever. But I've also lost a city, so... it's not good. This guy's almost out of supply, right? And he's already out of the supply range. So that's not great. Destroyed. This dude's dug in. Is not cool. think when I capture their supply, it starts to flow to me, but only through my open territory, which still doesn't help me up here with this bridge. Yeah, so I'm going to lose based on running out of time here. This is by far my best attempt so far. These guys should go down easy because they're starving to death. I got an overrun. That was pretty sweet. Oh man, I can take that city if I can get a unit in there. Because the key phrase is if I can get a unit in there. Deal with the fucking partisans. All right. So we have to win next turn or it's game over. I don't think we will. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's basically just took my entire railway line there. I just need to try to body block them better, maybe. No. My unit put up a pretty good stand there. Not as good of a stand that time. Peter's going all out on defense here. Alright, so what did that do to my supply? By doing that, basically completely cut me off. Okay. Yeah, so I started this map already having screwed up the railway, not really understanding how important they were and that that's what supply would flow from. So hopefully my next attempt, starting from scratch, knowing I need to protect those, I should be able to do a slightly better job. But I think the map is unwinnable right now. So I cut them off. I can still suppress them, even when they're dug in like that. If I had a few more turns, I might be able to pull it out, but I do not. So I think that's GG. I think that I still have the same supply problem, though. I wish this would also project, I would like hold a modifier key to project what supply will look like next turn. So I think this shows you what your supply was at the beginning of this turn. Axis lost. Oh, you can continue the campaign even after losing. That's interesting. I kind of want to win at least one map here, right? Main menu. I think we were... Red Turn Road to Berlin, or was it the Stalingrad campaign? Let me check. Stalingrad Axis. Alright, attempt number like 5 or 6 or something crazy. Axis Theater assets, air attacks, bridging, destroy, repair, build a bridge. So I've never actually done the bridge building or destroying. Maybe that would help. Partisans is a special power they have. Okay. Definitely want to get up in here like right away. This front, I was over pushing there before. Zero 1, 0 2. See if this helps at all. Wonderful. Hold the line. I do have a gap that I opened up here down here, which is unfortunate. I guess I can move a tank up there to hold it, then it's not protecting the line anymore. The railroad, I mean. I think I get to build one of these once per turn, but it has to be in my own territory. Okay, let's see what else I can do here. Look for places where I can get a kill without taking any casualties myself would be nice. Especially against dug-in targets. I think I need to start having some of these guys dig in. If they can't really fight the units that are near them, I think they should be dug in to try to hold the line, because I need to protect this city in the south, is what I've learned here. That makes them less useful on the offense, but more useful on defense, which makes sense. Can't dig in a tank, which makes sense. Of course you couldn't. Motorized. Nice, destroyed, and that was lucky. Cool. Maybe I can get in there and they can still fit through that little gap I just created, so that's not awesome. Maybe I can move a chunk of the line down here to help with that problem. No matter what, I need to protect this bridge, so I'm gonna start having them dig in here. I guess I still have the river. I need to think of the river as like a wall, because they'd have to get to this hex, and then they have to spend an entire turn of movement crossing the hex. And I should have time to deal with them before that becomes a problem. One of these matchups are not great. 2-1, 1-1, 3-0, 0-1. It's pretty good. And dig in more of these guys along the front here. I don't think it's too punishing to undig them. Basically, if they're not able to match the units next to them, I think it makes sense to have them dig in. I think that's as good as I'm going to get for this turn. If I can sneak in here and cut these guys off would be great. I think in addition to them just dying if they starve for too long, it also, the less supplied they are, the easier it is to kill them, which makes sense. Alright, let's see how terrible this was past the first turn. Well, that was really bad. I think we gotta kill that officer right away, even though he's out of supplies already. I wish I could like hold tab or something and see the projected move distance of all enemy units. I think that's a thing in Advanced Wars, for example. I did cut a lot of them off, though, with my decisions last turn. There's a lot of red exclamation points. Or Romanians. Force fleeing can be brutal when it happens. They're trying. Fucking partisans. Okay, so I've got a couple folks that are in danger of starving because of the computer's decision down here. So if I can fuck him up, I might be in a better situation. That he's already behind enemy lines at the start of the map is really bad for me. Fantastic. It may have actually been my own bridge that made it possible for the computer to do that, as like ridiculous as that is. Try to keep these guys as cut off as possible. Nice overrun. There's extra kills there too. I think these guys might be starved enough that they won't be able to move and take more space on the next turn. By building that bridge, I gave him an unprotected bridge to cross. Okay. Yeah. I wish I could see, and maybe this does exist. Wish I could see projected enemy movement ability. I don't think that's an option in this. Should mean those guys are basically completely cut off now. Sneak around the back and go these guys. 5 and 0, no thank you. We hold this as like a choke, right? I guess I already have that with the river, so I want to leave him exactly where he is. Oh, they don't sneak around that corner. I think I'm okay. Don't think I have to worry so much about these guys. They run out of supply really soon. And the computer hasn't done anything to regain that supply. So they might be able to move next turn, but I don't think they'll be able to do any damage, basically. Can't dig. Let's hold this bridge. Alright, let's see what happens when I pass here. Don't think I have any bridge changes. I build one here. Yeah, so they're able to move, but they can't, if they've got those bright red exclamation points, then they can't fight. Supplying. Okay, so now I have a bunch of characters that are starving, but theirs are in a much worse situation. There are many more of them. So I can try to retreat my tanks to resupply, right? I guess these locations are just outside of my supply range. These guys was stronger than the others. Nice overrun. Can't use it that turn though. Hold this bridge. Should be easier to bring a lot of these guys down here, and I can get some supply back to some of these units. Two suppressions. And the Romanians really are not motivated to fight, turns out. Desperately got to get this rail line back. It's not happening in my current setup. Oh, when you're moving units, it projects what their supply is going to be where they land. At least I think that's what that means. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just how many more tiles they can move after that. Okay, I think that's what it actually is. Are there bridge shenanigans I can do right now? No. Those all seem very bad. Can't dig in. Just gotta get you back to supply if possible. That guy's already cut off, but we can make him even more cut off. I did something similar with this unit last time. So I can capture their supply, which I think all that does is it denies them the supply. It doesn't let me use it or something. I'm not super clear on that. Second to the next unit which can receive reinforcements. If I should start taking some hits here. I think I get benefits against these guys because they're in rain or something. I guess we all are. Never mind. Let's try to pass with this setup and see how badly the computer fucks my day up. Some fleeing going on. Got a good chunk of Soviet units that are extremely starved. That's a good sign. I'm still not doing great, but I'm doing a much better job of protecting my assets. In comparison to previous attempts, this still isn't a very good job. Better is the right word. Fucking partisans. Horse pool. You don't spend prestige on these reinforcements as they're already in your force pool. So like only maybe when I have a unit selected that force pool works. Like lets me add pips to certain units maybe. I think I can ever fit supply there across the river. So I took it from their location. Nice overrun. He basically just has to stay there, I think, this guy. I think that's denying the computer some supply. Get back to where they're going to get supply. That was unfortunate. It's more like it. Nice destruction and overrun. Okay. That tank is still screwed no matter what I do, I think. Now, I wonder if that bridge being open helps me very much. So I'm not going to get to retreat at all. 0 to 6, wow. Hour of starvation, apparently. Fantastic. Tanks are hungry, kids. Rather, tanks need lots of supplies to survive. Suppression was unfortunate. I have more units guarding bridges, that's good. Three and zero, that's not great. So maybe the way force pool works is if I can get them back on a city, they can get pips back. I need to hold that bridge. I can't move that guy. That'd be a bad idea. German infantry is what this says. Okay. So maybe some of these guys that have seen combat, if I can get them back to a city, I can restore their stuff. Gotcha. Maybe that's how it works. We're not sure. Looks like my out of supply tank might be okay this upcoming turn. Let me try to hold this bridge. You switch to that bridge. Alright, let's see what happens now. I think basically the major change I made there is that I unblocked the railway, but now they're reblocking it, so. Fortunately, a lot of their troops are still starving out. So it limits what they can do. My poor tank. I think that's what the computer is doing there. It's getting reinforcements. Okay. Yeah, losing this railway is like insanely bad. It's surprisingly easy for the computer to pull off, too. Taking my railway from me, I mean. Destroyed, very nice. That guy only has one pip, Jesus. The Romanians could probably take him. And so they did. And now my supply situation should be better. Yeah, I'm struggling with that. I think that my vision needs to do a better job of noticing rivers, because it feels to me like I can't make any progress without leaving a gap somewhere. And this map in particular starts you off in a bad situation. This officer down here starts behind enemy lines, and you don't have enough firepower to kill him without breaking your ranks in the front line. So maybe I need to just be willing to break ranks, but only when there's a river that means that the computer's going to take a full turn to cross it or something like that. Different from the guy from the start of the map. There was a cavalry guy, though, that was behind enemy lines at the very beginning, and it was challenging to deal with him, basically. I'd be able to cut that guy off. Yeah, I think he was already showing as, let's see here. I thought he was already showing as starving, which I errantly read to mean, oh, that unit can't do anything. And it's not that it can't do anything, it's just it can't do anything its capabilities are limited. Like this, the black exclamation point is one that, okay, that really can't do anything. Left him unguarded in a pocket. I'll have to try to figure that out next time. Let's try force pool. There it goes. Okay, that's cool. There's a limit to the number of times you can do it per unit per turn, I guess. That makes sense. Still have 3... air attacks that I can do. Overrun. Cornered. I don't know if I can kill this guy. Nope. Oh, my Romanian's gonna get killed. Limits his ability to fuck with me going forward, which is great. I need to keep this guy holding this bridge here. I get any new bridge actions? The one in the north seems like it would be bad for me. This one seems like it's bad for me now, so I'll destroy it now. He really likes to air attack that one soldier. Alright, that soldier's finally dead. Okay, my supply situation should be better this next turn, I think. That gray effect, oh, it's rain, okay. Got a couple more almost dead starving units up here. This flanking must be a thing in this. Seems like it. Oh wow, it's still take 2, I guess because he's dug in. That's more like it. Fantastic. Can't use the overrun this turn. Yeah, this tank got resupplied this turn, so that's good. That guy is really dug in. Got a really advantageous position. Wonderful. 5-0, yikes. 2-1, 2-1. Supposed to be able to take this guy's city. Maybe with some air support I could take that. That guy holding that bridge. Oh, this bridge here, down the bottom. I guess I didn't think about that. The problem is, so it looks like that bridge sends supply from one of their territories that's off the playable portion of the map, right? It's around the southern city. I guess because supply would continue to flow even though this railway goes from an off-map Soviet city. I guess I see what you're saying. So right now it says no supply, but if I put a bridge there... Oh, but I have to be controlling it again to put another bridge there. Okay. So that's another reason to build bridges, is because it helps with supplying my own units, I guess. Even if it allows the computer to cross where I don't want them to cross, it might be worth doing in those cases. Northeast, so it would come from here, basically. And I guess we know it still has room to flow because it's going 8, 7, 6, 5. If this was open, it would be 4 and then 3, 2, because it doesn't have to lose a bunch of supply range by crossing the river. I think I see what you're saying. Thanks for the tip. Three zero, huh? Yikes. Yeah, that makes sense. You have to move them pretty far, though. Most of my Romanians are dead. Send them down next turn, I guess. Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens. I don't think the partisans are allowed to place directly on railway territory. Okay. Partisans are controlled. Guess the computer's technically on that city, aren't they? Okay. So now I gotta rebuild that bridge. -2 from being dug in, right? That's really unfortunate. Could have cost me the round right there. I really want to take that city, but I think the only way to do it is to starve them out. But I don't think a city can starve. I know it can in real life, but I'm not sure if it can in this game. Like, I thought the cities were the source of supply. I guess technically not. Might be right. Yeah, it would make sense flavor-wise, I think, if you could starve out a city. Sources of supply are off map. Okay. That was bad, actually. Can make up for it. Keep holding my bridges, although I don't know if that guy needs to hold that bridge up top anymore. It's pretty cool. Too bad I can't move that guy anywhere. Zero one is what I like to see. Oh yeah, this is the power of my motorized infantry. All right. Very cool. Oh, very cool indeed. He even retreated. That was lucky. Calculated, as we say. That's worth doing. Do want to block this bridge, though. I've got a couple turns left to win. I got a lot of damage I have to do, so I think it's going to have to be winning through go, basically, through surrounding them. You can still attack. Cool. And that's a city too, so it would be great to capture. Zero. Jaeger. Attack this guy. That's what was projected. He's not doing much, so if he can weaken the enemy, it's better than nothing, I feel like. Some suppressions there. I think that's everyone. Right, this guy can still go. Thank you, suppression. You can maybe get up there next turn and finish that guy off. Alright, let's see what happens. Probably should have turned that corner and blocked him there with this guy. I'm not sure exactly how catastrophic the computer moving there is going to be for me. All right, Romanians, you're the heroes now. There you go. Go team. The answer was pretty catastrophic, it turns out. Rather not good. I don't know why this unit here is so much stronger than this unit here. And this unit is the strongest. Movement, defense. Oh, he is cut off. You're right. Perfect. That makes perfect sense that it works that way. Reached. Take the city. See a 6-gun. Catch you next time. Overrun and destroyed. Wonderful. What a turn. Three suppression, that's really lucky. Breached, I think usually means that he flees. It's too bad he got my supply last turn by moving that unit to that railway. Oh my god, this guy is so defensive. I have to wait for him to starve out, I think. Hopefully it happens next turn. Fantastic. Maybe one of my starving units there to cap it. Okay. This might be... we finally win a level. I just have to go all out on killing this guy next round. Hopefully him being starving is enough to get me a good chunk of the way there. I don't think my tanks can really get down there successfully. Just suicide them all on them, right? Alright, it's possible that I can lose even though the enemy only has 2 units alive. It could still happen. Fucking partisans, man. Okay, so this guy's really starving now. Still -2 odds, but he's the only one that makes sense to try to airstrike. 1 suppression's a big deal. Oh, nice. 100% suppressed. Beautiful. I won once. Oh man, 1 time.
We've got this, Marstead.
Yeah.
First try.
So 6-gun, I can, if you're still here before you have to bounce, I could wrap there and refund you the remaining time. I know you were thinking about adding another game, but that you had to bank for a while in order to get me to play it. What are your thoughts? I would like to see more of Unity of Command in the future. It feels very satisfying to have finally beaten that stage after like 6 attempts over 3 different sessions. Let me see what the next map looks like in the meantime. Summer campaign opens with a violent blow along the route from Kursk to Voronezh. Germans secure their flank along the Don, then send their armor spearheads south, showing panic in the enemy rear. Play that same map again, now that I know how to win. I'm just going to look at what the next map looks like, and I think I'll credit you the time, so we get a longer Crusader Kings session in the future. Summer campaign opens with a violent blow along the route from Kursk to Voronezh. This is like a super complicated go, basically. I made the mistake of thinking it was Advance Wars for like my first 2 hours playing it, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, no, this is more about surrounding. Don't become entangled in fighting for the city. Pivot to the south and attack along the Don as soon as possible. That's this river here. Oh, cool. Yeah, that'll be a good way to bank it up. Perfect. Yeah, this game is really cool. I think probably the next time we would see it is if it wins the voting. I think Nodovan was talking about maybe adding it to the voting spreadsheet after Shadow Hearts 3. So, future Marstead, watch the end of episode 2, and then watch the end of the fight of this episode if you want some refreshers on how this game plays and what you should be doing, what you should be watching out for. The main thing is not leaving gaps. The computer cannot get past your front in order to cover the dotted railway lines and your supply sources. That's what's going to cause you to die. And you want to do the exact opposite of the computer. You want to break their lines and isolate them so that they starve to death. It's much easier than actually fighting them for real. Perfect. That'd be a full stream. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, folks. I'll let you guys know what's coming up then.